What is going on, YouTube? I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you're interested in purchasing my book, I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. If you can't tell by now, I have become a huge advocate for e-bikes. I've been Prepper Princess on YouTube for about 6 or maybe even 7 years now, and I've always promoted having backup energy. But when you're a prepper, it's also really important to have backup transportation. This means if the entire society collapses, there's like an SHTF, you need a way to transport things. You need a way to be able to forage or fish and have a way to get those items back to you when all of the gas stations are closed and when all of the solar power charging stations are no longer available or working. This is also great for localized tornadoes, hurricanes, things like that, where maybe the roads are closed down, but you do have the ability to lift a bike maybe over a large tree branch to get to the other side of the road, maybe to bring first aid supplies to people on the other side of some sort of thing that is in your way. It's also an amazing way because now I'm at the point where I barely drive my car anymore. I am this close to considering selling my car. The only thing that I use it for is for long distance travel to visit my family. Anything that I need, my grocery shopping, that's pretty much all I need right now. Grocery shopping, basic supplies at maybe the lumber yard, those are all taken care of on my e-bike now. So I'm not really using my car for anything. I'm actually at the point where I have to start running my car for 10 minutes a week just to make sure that it continues to run. I still don't even have 90,000 miles on my 98 Toyota Camry. It's 25 years old, doesn't even have 90,000 miles yet. I can't even tell you how fun e-bikes are to ride. It's like getting my motorcycle back, but it's safer. I get to ride in the bike lane, I get to ride on the sidewalk, I can pedal, I can do pedal assist, or I can just do full throttle without needing to pedal at all. These technologies are getting so much better with every single e-bike that I'm doing, and it's just amazing. And if you have, you know, a little bit of extra cash sitting around, and you actually use your e-bike, not just sit it in and store it away like you do a regular bike. If you actually use your e-bike to go to the grocery store, maybe you can put a trailer on the back of it, get an accessory that has a basket on the front or the back. You can carry extra people in it. I'm telling you, if you use your e-bike, it is much, much more cost effective than driving a car or a truck. Most of our trips that we take in our car are within like a few miles, you know, and nobody wants to necessarily walk those few miles because it takes a really long time. But on an e-bike, I actually sometimes find that it is faster for me to ride on an e-bike than it is to get in my car and drive. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into this. We've got a whole product review to do. So let's go ahead and start this out with a really fun bike ride out in the country. The Fucare Libra is a full suspension electric e-bike. This means that it includes both a suspension fork up front and a rear shock, whereas a hardtail bike only has a suspension fork. A full suspension e-bike affects the bike's control, traction, and comfort, as well as making the ride itself much more enjoyable. The suggested terrain for the Fucare Libra is sand, snow, trail, cruising, neighborhood, as well as urban. It is a Class 2, Class 3 e-bike, which has pure power throttle mode, pedal assist mode, and pedal mode, just like a normal bicycle. It has an LG 48 volt, 20 amp hour, 960 watt hour lithium battery with 750 watts of power. The maximum motor output power is 900 to 1,000 watts. This bike is made of an aluminum alloy frame, has a Shimano 7-speed puller, and a maximum load of 400 pounds. That's huge. The max speed is 32 miles an hour, although the maximum speed I was able to obtain was about 31 miles an hour. Its bike gets 40 to 90 miles per charge with a maximum torque of 80 nanometers and 180 millimeter disc brakes. At this time, the bike is available in graphite, gray, pearly white, or lemon yellow. This particular bike came with an easy assembly. It might have to do with the fact that I am now getting quite proficient at it, but I have no special skills pertaining to e-bikes, and I was able to assemble this bike in about a half an hour. I do recommend making adjustments to the brakes where the handlebars are, because they're sort of like typically received on an e-bike in high positions. It is much more comfortable using the brakes when the lever is located in a lower position while you're riding. I also received an error code 25 prior to my first ride and made the mistake of ignoring it. The error code 25 was the brake error code, and after making the adjustments to the levers, I noticed that one of the cables had come loose, which was my fault, and it was causing the brakes to be on in the on position when I thought I wasn't using the brakes. After making the minor adjustment, it increased the efficiency of the bike with less of a necessity of recharging, and it also made the bike go significantly faster. So in an event that an error code is found, please address it quickly to ensure that your bike operates at its full capacity. As always, I recommend wearing a helmet, and I will leave a link in the description box below for the helmet that I wear personally, but you should purchase a helmet that is best suited for you and your riding style. I may soon be upgrading my helmet to a half-face helmet that includes a visor that will hopefully keep my eyes from tearing while I'm riding. That's always been a problem for me. When you receive this bike, all the assembly tools are included, and I was pleasantly surprised to also find a bike lock included in the parts box. A lot of people are worried about their bikes getting stolen, but let me set your mind at ease. All e-bikes include keys that allow you to take the battery out while you're locking up your e-bike. This would make the e-bike a much smaller target, and you can also purchase an Apple AirTag for about $35 or less, so that if someone does make the mistake of stealing your e-bike, you can call the police and you can follow the AirTag to find out exactly where the e-bike is located. I also put an address label under the seat so that if it does happen, the e-bike can be easily identified as mine. Do not let this deter you. As e-bikes become more mainstream, and they are becoming more mainstream, the price will decrease each year. At this point, the e-bike is only about double the price of a regular bicycle, and I'm not talking about a Walmart bike, but a real bike. The Libra is not the only e-bike that this company offers. It is simply the one that suits my body size. There is also a Gemini, Gemini X, and an HU3 Pro. I'll leave links in the description box if you're interested in purchasing this e-bike along with all of the other bikes that they have to offer. I will of course close out this video with another ride on the e-bike, but I want to let you all know that with the cost of cars these days, as well as registration, insurance, and gasoline, e-bikes are becoming a big way of the future to save on costs of car ownership. The average driving trip worldwide is 9.3 miles, and an e-bike can easily make this drive without having to deal with traffic or the dangers that those on the road have to endure. You can safely ride on a sidewalk or in the bike lane or back roads with ease. When you take into account stoplights, stop signs, dealing with other drivers, I would personally argue that most e-bike rides can be done faster than a ride in a car. I'm in the process of fiddling with dog carriers and child carriers, and they can also be purchased so you can take your family with you. Several styles of e-bikes are in the works. This particular bike will allow for a small rider on the back seat, which is also padded and very comfortable, but you can add a trailer that can carry additional children or to be used for heavier or difficult to carry cargo like grocery shopping. Hopefully, I will have future videos after I've done some tests to see how well it works with the e-bikes, but I believe that e-bikes are the way of the future. In difficult times like these, a purchase of an e-bike might seem like a luxury. Well, I can attest that riding one does feel like a luxury. It can also be a huge money saver if you are in the transition to switch from car to e-bike. I barely even drive drive my car anymore these days, and I have to run the car in the driveway for 10 minutes every single week just to make sure that my car continues to run properly. It is only used for out-of-town transportation, and gas is saved accordingly. I now fill up my car tank about once every 4 months, and I am a proud e-bike rider and owner. Given the fact that I have full solar, using an e-bike is far better for the environment in my circumstance than a car would be. And that makes it even happier. That makes me even happier that I'm helping to sustain the planet. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. And if you are interested in this particular e-bike with its awesome features and luxurious look and extra seat, I will go ahead and leave a link in the description box below. And until next time, do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.